5 to be the start of
Okay.
your meeting for the executive session. We don't have anyone scheduled until 5, but we go ahead and get started.
Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I am glad to stay for the meeting. I am glad to be the courier to bring somebody in and out.
Okay.
Let me know.
Okay, so at this time I'd like the motion to recess the regular meeting and move into executive session for the purpose of interviews for public position. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsfall.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay. Thank you. Russ, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Okay, I guess we could.
That all for now.
Yeah. Pause
So
there.
we're out.
Will you lead us?
Well, we do have the next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the October 24th meeting. We haven't had a chance to take a look at the minutes. Anybody have any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsfall.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay.
Mr. Ward. Mr. Wade.
And we have, under fiscal business, we have the fiscal officer's report.
Yes, sir. Hot off the presses, each of you now has a copy of the draft budget for 2019. We have approximately a couple weeks before the next meeting, so if you would be so kind as to review it and see what you think about it and make any notations and changes available to Matt or I. A lot of hard work was done by the department heads and with Matt bringing all this information together. Very much appreciated what they've done for allowing us to get this done in a much shorter time than what has been done before. So
Very nice to have this time of year.
yeah, it is. I think it's a total appropriations of about $14.9 million. You're going to see a couple highlighted items are going to be the fact that the personnel that were formerly into the EMS fund are now being moved to fire. The road budget has about $430,000 for next year. And this is a permanent appropriation legislation that you're going to be seeing, meaning that we're not going to go through the temporary and then amending the temporaries and then going to a permanent. This is something that we're allowed to do, and it makes sense to do it this way. It saves time and effort on everybody's part. Also, you're going to see a change in the legal level of control. And what that means is that when you look at the old style budget, each individual line item, you had to comply with that individual total. And if you look at the vast majority, in fact, we have a resolution we're getting ready to do here in a few minutes where we're moving money around. The legal level of control will allow us to do that without having to come back to you guys to make sure that we're within budgetary compliance. So it's certainly something that I think would be very fruitful for us as an organization to use and take advantage of. And it is compliant with 57.538C of the Ohio Revised Code.
Okay. Well, we will take a look at that, and is it our goal to question and approve this hopefully next meeting?
Yes, that's the overall goal. I'd like to bring it before the board for next meeting, and that gives us some time to send it to the county and make sure that they're okay with it.
Great. Great. Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything else under your report?
No, sir. I think that takes care of it. We're ready for the bills and the...
All right. We do have the current bills, and we've had a chance to take a look at those. Had a couple added as the day went on today, but I think we all saw those. Anybody have any questions about the current bills? Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Mearsfall.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay. And then we have Resolution 5133, a resolution amending the 2018 permanent appropriation for reallocated appropriations.
Yes, this is one of those cases where we needed to move some money around to make sure that we could pay some health care expenses that we didn't have in the original budget. So we're going to take care of that.
Very good. Anybody have any questions about 5133? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve 5133?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Musbaugh.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay. Anything else at this time?
Negative.
Okay. Moving on to public comments. Again, we are in the public seat. Any particular comments?
Not this time.
Very good. Moving on to new business in the road department, we have resolution 5134, resolution accepting Spring Blossom Drive and Blossom Drive and Orchard and other subdivisions as public street maintenance. They've completed and turned over,
Yeah.
you've checked them out?
Yeah, it's all good to go, but before I sent the letter, we wanted to put it through a meeting and a resolution, so.
Sure. Okay. Is there a motion to, any questions about 5134? And hearing none, is there a motion to approve 5134?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Musbaugh.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay. And we have 5135, a resolution accepting turning leaf crossing and Country Brook North subdivision, sections 10 and 11, for public street maintenance. Same thing, everything was.
Same thing.
Is there a motion to approve 5135?
Second.
Mr. Musbaugh.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay.
Okay.
We also have monthly reports, anything particularly you want to point out?
Nothing at this time unless you have questions.
I didn't mean you guys have any questions about the monthly report. Okay, anything else from the road department?
No, sir.
Okay, moving on to the police department, we have a request to purchase tactical vests and armor plates for the tactical vest from First Spear and Shot Stop at $27,000+ and $3,800+ respectively, for a total of $30,959.15.
The police department wears two types of vests. One's the soft body armor they wear every day, and there's the tactical body armor, which is incorporated into the school shooting plans and so forth. That's 5 years old. It has a lifespan of 5 years warranty that expires this month, so we want to address replacing that. In the last 5 years, technology's changed. The new equipment, the composites they use, they're giving us a 15-year lifespan on that, so we would readdress this for 15 more years. So this would outfit everybody in the police department, and it outfits the SWAT team guys a little heavier in this process for what they need down in the SWAT team for the call-outs. County had some old equipment that we've been using this year since we gave those guys that assignment, and that is also expired, so each of the police departments is having to address outfitting that. So the total cost would be $30,959.15. I'd ask the board to approve that, and that kind of goes in conjunction with item number 2.
Okay. And let's, if y'all read this earlier, you know about item number 2, so at this point, are there any questions about item number 1? And if not, is there a motion to approve this purchase?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Musbaugh.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah. And item number 2 references the ability to get some money back from the program up to 75%.
Yeah, this is an unusual grant that popped up. It popped up out of a lawsuit regarding BCI agents, and BWC and the Attorney General went together and created a grant. I think this has a very short lifespan because he just got voted in as governor. So I'm afraid if we wait that we're going to miss an opportunity. So they'll provide back 75% of the cost. Max, I think we could get back is the $23,219.36. It may be a little less according to how the configuration goes here, but I'd ask the board to allow me for that reimbursement of that 75%.
And is that a pretty sure reimbursement if you apply, or is
We've called up there a couple times to talk to them. The girl up there, it sounds like it's kind of like, get it to us quickly, because we're addressing each one that comes in. I think the hint was, get us these numbers now. Is it an absolute? We have the federal program that we do for the soft body armor. That one's always an absolute. We get that every year, and it's something we've been getting for years and years and years, and we'll address that next year with some soft body armor. But this one, it sounds like it's promising. She said that what we described to her does qualify, so I'm not sure what would hang this up on it, other than rolling past the first of the year, it doesn't exist anymore. So that's the board's allow us to apply for this to try to get that back. So
Anybody have any questions about item number 2? If not, shall we direct him to apply? So moved.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Muscal. Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah. Chief, monthly report, anything special you want to point out?
Only they're special. I do have 2 more things real quick. I brought to the board, we had received a grant from the traffic grants that we have gotten off and on sporadically through the years. The last couple of years, we didn't qualify for it. Unfortunately, it's attached to a number of deaths that occur in your county and so forth. And I advised the board we were getting back about $47,000 this next year to operate on. Actually goes from October to October, so we're kind of into some of that scheduling already. They opened up some additional stuff, so Wally had asked for a reconsideration on the amount they offered, and they granted us another $6,299. So we're going to get about $54,000 to use between now and next October to look at some specialized traffic enforcement in some areas that we have are problematic for us. The state is to define some of that. That's a little bit of a problem for us. It doesn't always meet what we'd like to do locally, and we self-fund some of that. But this is the click it and ticket programs and things like that you always see. Just some news that we asked for reconsideration. We got an extra $6,300 out of it. And then lastly, the Christmas parade is this Saturday. Starts at 11:55. Anybody that's look for a show of hands, who's riding with who, or so we can make sure we got enough cars. Who wants to be in that this year? We need anybody that's going to go with the police here about 11:30 to drive down with us. If not, 11:55 is when we want to start. So sometime prior to that, you're going to be on site. Make it over to where we line up in front of the school. I think the route's a little bit different, but the starting location's the same this year. We'll do something a little different.
Down in front of the school this way.
So,
I'll just meet you down there.
okay.
I'm riding with Mr.
Gotcha.
Chief
Right.
Amber.
Did you want to do the last print?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
So 2 and 2, gotcha.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for the chief? Okay. Moving on to the fire district, we have resolution 5136, a resolution to surplus 07 Freightliner ambulance and authorize option on cut deals.
Yeah, this is the medic we recently replaced.
So motion to approve 5136.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Muscal.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah. And we have a request to purchase 5 air track video scopes at a total cost of $41.25 with the funds from the Ohio Department of Public Safety EMS grant, and we will receive 41. Well, pretty
So
cool.
we're getting about a little over $4,100 in equipment for $13. And these are when we put a tube in someone's lungs to help them breathe. We used to have an old metal blade we would use. Now they actually have a blade with a fiber optic camera on it. And Kyle Lawlich, one of our firefighter paramedics, did a lot of extensive research to figure out what's our best way to go, and he found this for the recommendation. So it's much higher success rate and a great piece of equipment for us to help us do our job.
Great. Is there a motion to approve the purchase of the larynx scopes?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Muscal.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah. And we have a request to purchase MSDS online cloud-based software at $44.98 for the initial cost and $32.99 for the years afterwards.
Yeah, so this is a project that Assistant Chief Simpson's been working on for some time. The MSDS material safety data sheet, it's an OSHA right to know kind of a thing, federal legislation. Anytime we get called for a chemical exposure, splash in the eye or something like that, the first thing we ask for. We've noticed township-wide that we don't necessarily keep up with this like we should. With the old binders, the yellow binders that were on the wall, those are very challenging, and there's a lot of things to it. So he did some research, and he used this program at another employer that he works for on the side, and he's been very successful, very user-friendly, and brought it to Mr. Clark for review, and we've been working to use it not only at the fire department, but township-wide.
Not only will we be able to use it as our local government entity, but we actually will be able to get an app on the smartphone, any township employee. And if you get on a call or you get exposed to something, you can look up the chemical, pull it right up on your phone and figure out what you need to do from a decontamination standpoint. So it's a really slick program, and it kind of takes an archaic way of doing things to follow federal legislation and brings it into the 21st century. So Tim did a lot of research on this, which you recommended.
Good job. Okay, anybody have any questions about this purchase? No. There's a motion to approve the purchase of the MSDS online system.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have a request to renew fire software license support and upgrades at $4,600 for 2019.
So this is our annual thing for our scheduling software in our maintenance program. We leveraged them quite heavily this year with switching to the ADP program, so we definitely have used about 3 to 4 years worth of service time for them. So it's a one-time fee. You use them as much as you can. So Tim and Annette have been on the phone a lot with BCS trying to get things squared away so we can make this a seamless transition to the ADP payroll software.
Excellent. Is there a motion to approve this request for renewal of the fire contract?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have a request to make application for matching BWC rescue tools grant to subsidize the replacement of 3 extraction units on the rescue trucks.
Yeah, so firefighter paramedic Matt Walker has spearheaded this project working with Assistant Chief Simpson. It's a BWC grant. It's a 3-to-1 match up to 40 grand. It sounds like we're pretty much going to get the 40 grand. The total project is 82,000. So we're essentially getting hydraulic tools that are battery operated. So BWC finds a lot of advantage to that because they're much lighter. They don't have the cable with the trip hazard, and the police chief is mesmerized that you can operate something that powerful with just the battery. So he's excited to see them when we get them. But
Mesmerized.
I just think it's amazing the battery can do that.
how in the world could a battery power something that big?
I don't know how it's got that much power.
It's some pretty neat technology, and it really makes the firefighter's job.
The fire chief is a volunteer's car.
My personal car, that'd be all right, sure. But it's pretty slick technology, and it allow our guys to do their jobs much more efficient and quicker and safe.
I've got a DeWalt trim saw that's a 14 4-volt that blows my mind that I can cut for an hour. So.
This is that on steroids.
Right.
Oh, sure.
I just went to the 40-volt Ryobi, and it's big. Yeah.
So is a motion to direct the chief to make the application to BWC for these rescue tools?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And monthly report, Steve, anything?
We have one more piece of
Yeah, we've got number 6.
Number 6.
you need to have
This is our memo from the.
Oh, do you want to do that now? Repair.
308, yep.
Okay, this is an auto repair for unit 308 out of service.
Yeah, the turbocharger is essentially broken, and it's going to cost $3,489.55. So it is currently down at Rush Trucking in Cincinnati. Got an estimate, and got this in the email this morning.
Will they be able to get that done pretty quick?
Yeah.
I see our contact down there is James Reedy. Is that our James Reedy?
I don't think so, no.
I wondered if he was a moonlighting again.
I don't know, but I will post that question.
Anybody have any questions about this repair? Obviously, we need to get it done as soon as possible.
Actually, I think that's the contact for us.
It's probably what they have on file for Quick Township.
Yeah.
If you look at how old that is, it's a 5137448 exchange, so.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, that is ours. And then,
We will get that updated.
Please. So Jimmy doesn't go down there and pick up paramedic unit, that'd be great.
Go for Joy right.
He'd be hauling corn in it right now. All kinds of problems.
for sure. So motion to approve it?
So moved. Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Okay, and then the monthly report.
Just a couple of things, just we currently have 8 of our employees that are veterans, so we highlighted them in the report, you know, for Veterans Day. And then the open house was another big success this year, so a lot of people worked very hard. Lieutenant Carmen is the one that spearheads that project. We spent a lot of time and energy and effort into it, along with assistance from all the crews, so we get a lot of really positive feedback from the community from that event.
Great.
If anybody's got any questions, we won't have any.
Any questions for the chief?
I'm going to apologize publicly for not attending the open house for the first time in my tenure here. And I have a question. Do any of the city officials ever attend? Okay. Other than the mayor?
He sponsored the hot dogs this year.
Well, somebody's got to, right?
Yeah, occasionally, we see him.
Okay.
Remember for the CPR class?
Oh, it's at the fire station on Main Street.
Oh, this is not the fire station?
No, this is the Township Government Center. It's right there by Heatherwood Golf Course.
Oh, I'm gonna be very late then.
You should be okay.
Where is it at? Oh, I know, by Heatherwood.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, on the other side of the street.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else you want to point out?
I think that is enough for one meeting.
Anything in zoning department? We have the Board of Zoning Appeals appointments.
Yes, sir, there's going to be 3 appointments that I'm going to ask for you to do. I can give you the verbiage, and you guys can do those, I assume as one, is that correct, sir? All right. So there's a motion to offer appointment to Thomas St. Dennis to the Quick Creek Township Board of Zoning Appeals to fill a 4-member term set to expire November 30th, 2023. Motion to offer an appointment to Angela Brown to the Quick Creek Township Board of Zoning Appeals to fill full terms set to expire November 30th, 2022. And a motion to offer an appointment to Steve Bond to the Quick Creek Township Board of Zoning Appeals to fill an alternate member term set to expire November 30th, 2020. So if you guys could officially do that, then we will see which individuals are able to make it to the next meeting this morning.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve these 3 appointments to the Board of Zoning Appeals?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Jeff, you have a monthly report?
Yeah, I can answer questions about the monthly, nothing to ring the bell.
Anybody have any questions about the monthly report? Okay. Administration, new business?
We have no official business tonight, but we do have a great deal of things to discuss in executive session.
Okay. Nothing under staff updates? Okay.
There's a lot of ADP, this pay period, actually, the paycheck we will get on the 30th. So that's kind of exciting.
I would think that is.
Kind of exciting.
Yeah, terrifying is what I come up with. It'll be good.
Bumps in the road.
It has been a
Challenge.
lengthy process, it's had its challenges, but keep our fingers crossed and it is according to plan. There's been a lot of personal time and effort and time and not for the reasons, so,
And effort?
and effort too.
Okay.
Yeah. And December 21st, acceptable to the board for the Christmas party.
December 21st.
The Saturday before, no, it's Friday before Christmas, yeah.
Okay with me?
Okay. Carry forward with that date.
Are we gonna use a local caterer this year?
Close to the one in Centerville?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dickies is supporting our community and we have new owners. I think it would be a nice gesture and they're competitively priced with city. And pretty good stuff, so. There's something about making Ed's more than happy to whip something up if we need a.
Get half a dozen vendors that give us samples.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing extensive sampling testing. I just thought about that. I ate there again the other day. They do have new owners and it's,
Yeah, well, we met them.
you met them at the chamber.
No, we met them
Oh, at the,
at lunch.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And just.
Look how happy he is over this. You know why? Because you get ice cream at the end, that's why he loves me.
That's not Wally,
That's Wally.
That's you too, don't blame everything on Wally. It's not your beard of Christ, everybody.
To be completely honest with you, I was the
No, I'm not saying that there should be a pecking order, I'm just
Be
saying
Wally.
it's a nice perk at the
I'd
end.
say it's.
So,
I don't know that there's gonna be any action taken when we come back out of executive session, so we'll probably be there a while, it's gonna be, you all to stay unless you just wanna hang out.
Tim looks pretty
I
comfortable
was
in
gonna
his
say,
chair
it's
there.
right there.
Go and get warm.
Yeah, it's a little chilly in here today.
All right.
Hi, it should be okay.
So we, are you on?
We are.
Okay. And the recorder's on.
It is.
It is 7:30 and we're out of executive session. Any further business on before the trustees? Hearing none, is our motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay.
Matt, you got
That's that.
That is that.